Hey there, Aries Sun, Aries Moon, Aries Rising. Welcome to your reading for October 10th through the 16th. We are going to use the 9-card spread to kind of suss out the information and to pull cards. Pull cards for each of the transits of the moon as it works its way through. But we are starting out on that 1010 gateway. The 1010 gateway is really powerful. It is an opportunity to really do a major reset, especially this time because it came off on the heels of that full moon that we just had in Aries. And so look at this. The overall energy for you is this Knight of Cups. So this Knight of Cups, this is the ViceVersa tarot deck. And so there's actually cards on both sides, but this is the one. This is the one, the side where it is you offering your cup to your higher self, to being willing to accept the downloads and the information coming in. It is in the dark of the night. It's after the storm has passed. It feels like that in those quiet moments where we start to recognize and realize our value, and we stop seeking others to fill our cup, but we learn how to do it for ourselves. And look at the top. And we're going to take this one too. I always get this deck always makes me want to pull all the cards. So this one, here we have this Ace of Cups that comes with it. And so after we learn how to fill our own cup up, then we're able to pour out love in and replenish and help those around us. And so that full moon that happened in your sign was very much about guiding you on this process of I want to prop these up a little. Guiding you on this process and allowing you the opportunity to see that there's so much more going on. So much more going on for you. And so what a beautiful way to start this really new cycle. The next time, okay, so you guys have an interesting thing happening next time it is Aries season. You get 2 new moons. The first one's at like 0 degrees, so kind of like a reset kind of arena. And that one has, that's just a regular, it's at 0 degrees, so it's powerful. 0 degrees is always powerful, but it's a regular new moon. And then there is an eclipse that happens at 29 degrees in your sign following that, and that is next spring. And so here it is. You are learning how, over the course of the next 6 months before these eclipses start, how to fill up your own cup, because then the North Node is in your sign, and the North Node in your sign, it is your compass point. It is the thing that is going to move you in the direction of which way to go moving forward. And so there is a process here of completing the journey that came through with this full moon. And I think there's been a lot of things that you've sat there and you've said, I don't really know if this is working. I don't know if this is for me. There's been a lot of like having to take a pause in the action to see, is this burden something that's been worth carrying? I knew there was a storm. Okay, it was really weird because there's nothing about that card that says there was a storm, but here you go, you have the storm fields showing up. So when we start off this week with that eclipse energy, and not that eclipse energy, that 1010 gateway energy off of your full moon that is shining your light down the pathway to see what comes next, there is the storm field. There is this clearing of the energy, but through chaos, through things that get shifted and changed around, it feels like it actually changes the topography of your life. Like there's some major shakeups that are coming if they have not already occurred. And there's a lot of things where people are going through some major shakeups right now. But this one right here, this is just completely shifting and changing everything around for you. And there are gifts that will be uncovered. They are gifts within sight of you. There are gifts that are brought to you, and because you have the unexpected visitor. And I think out of this chaos comes an opportunity. And this opportunity is one, understanding how really amazing you are. And with that understanding, then your light becomes bright and you can shine out into the world, and then you draw and attract to you all the things that you truly deserve. And I think you get really set forward on the path that you're supposed to go. Because here, the key to the situation, we have this Knight of Pentacles, which is a very slow moving energy to begin with, but that horse is not moving at all. And he is staring at the stars, much like this knight. Only this knight is slowly moving forward. He is assessing, but look at the size of that pentacle that he is carrying. He is aware that there is value. There is value in navigating by the stars, which would be the downloads and the information and the spirit guide team that comes to you. And there's a lot here. There's a lot of internal work that will be going on really for the next 6 months for you. But this week is where you begin that journey, because you're coming off of that full moon in your sign through the 10-10 gateway. And this week actually has some very sweet, gentle energy where we get to recuperate a little. And I almost want to say it is like the thoughtful packing, the relaxing before you have to start getting shot out of the gun and having to work really hard to get stuff done, because the next few months are very action-packed. There's a lot of things. The planets are going to start moving direct. We have 2 eclipses coming up. They start in 2 weeks. And then the energy of the first quarter of next year is very busy. And so this week is where we pause and we relax and we refresh and where we assess where we are. Where are we now and where do we want to go? And we should want to be moving in the direction of what brings us joy and happiness, because the obstacle has been, you've been looking at some things, assessing them, the 7 of Pentacles, where you just feel like, is this growing for me or not? Is this or not? There is some light coming in. Some things are working, but other things are not. There's a lot of cloudiness there. And so there's this need to pause, to assess, to figure out what it is that you really want. Because here in where you've been trying to gain information, we have the Death card. So this is the dark side of the Death card that we're used to, but this is the resurrection. This is the part where we have the rebirth. And so you've been thinking about the end of a situation, something that didn't work, and how do we bring about the rebirth? And so the anxiety has been around, you are so focused on your goal. This 2 of Wands, he's very much focused on his goal. But on this side, you can see that he can see to the vista. And if you look closely, he's been focused on it, but he's starting to lift his eyes up and see that there's so much more ahead, that the sun is coming up and there is opportunity ahead for you. What is the way through? You need knowledge. You need knowledge and information, and more than that, you need to stand in your truth. This is the Page of Swords, but look at, he has got his sword of truth. It is a new truth. It is a new opportunity, it's a new learning, a new skill, a new something. But he's using it to light the way forward. He kind of looks like a Jedi Knight, right? He's like, I've got my sword of truth and you can't do anything about it, Darth Vader. So there's this energy here of standing behind your truth and boldly showing your truth to others. And there was a lot of truths that came out last week, and that full moon really shone a light on it, and there's more stuff coming. And so right now he's a little intrepid, but he's going forward anyway. It is like understanding that I am stepping into the dark to shine my light, because on the backside, that's what he's looking at. There are clouds ahead. And so this is you very bravely moving. Oh gosh, you know what it really looks like? Look, it looks like as you step forward into your truth, the skies clear up. Like, it is really you stepping forward. The more information you get, the more truth you speak to yourself and to others, the more the blue skies come in. You defeat the darkness and the grayness with truth and information. And so, you may be starting in a new semester, or you may be delving into a new project and you need to do the analysis for it. It could, what is true for you could be something more on an emotional or personal basis, or it could be very much about money and finances, because we do have the 7 of Pentacles, we have the Knight of Pentacles, and so there is a big transition here. It starts with you understanding your own value and worth, and looking for the opportunities that present themselves, because opportunities are going to present themselves. I really think that it has been a very difficult, kind of a heavy burden that you've been carrying, and there is a need to really consider all the aspects of it. Do you need to continue to carry everything moving forward? And I do think that that's part of what's happening here. So that moon, so Monday is really interesting because we have Mercury moving into Libra, and we have the moon in the evening moving into Taurus. And this is very much that Taurus energy of focusing on material value and worth. But the guidance for you with that moon on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday, when there's all this strategizing energy and this lighting up energy and this pushing forward, it is to follow your passion. It is to follow your passion. You follow your passion, move forward, following that star, that dream, that goal, because it looks really nice. So following your passion as you're moving forward, offering yourself the cup of love, enough to appreciate that what you enjoy doing, what is important to you, is the direction that you want to go, and you will be fired up. And we have here this Page of Wands, and he is following his passion. He is moving. Again, there's all these cards that are kind of in the darkness, and it definitely feels to me like the important thing to remember here is you light your own way. You light your own way through what it is that is of value to you. And this is not about somebody else showing you the way. This is about you understanding that what is important to you, what is of value to you, is how you make your way through this situation. Wow, you're going to get a lot of help here. When that moon moves into Gemini, and Gemini, we have Mars, your ruling, that's why your ruling planet is in Gemini. Now, it is there for 7 months. It's already been there a little bit. Starting to slow down, but it's covering a lot of ground from 8 degrees to 25 degrees. So really, any planets or placements in Gemini is being affected by this. And because he's your ruling planet in your house of communication, if you're Aries rising, but it doesn't really matter because it is about the curiosity. It is about the trying new things. It is about, experimenting and getting the information that you need in order to figure out what really works and what to take action on. And that is universal for everybody. That is what Mars is doing until March. And so again, we come back to where you have those new moons, that doubled up new moon that goes on, that bookends your Aries season. And so it's very important that you focus on trying new things and figuring out what works and what doesn't work, and being okay with, okay, that doesn't work, let it go. And you're an initiating sign. I think that makes it a little easier for you than it does for others. And so Thursday and Friday, when we have this crystal clear ability to really think and try to decide, because we get some really great trine energy from the air planets. So they're all working together to really help us think about what we want to do in romance, what we want to do in creative projects, what we want to do with just anything that you're working on. You have the card of, you have smoke and mirrors. You have smoke and mirrors. You got to cut through the clouds, right? Cut through the clouds with your truth and also information. So watch out for that. That crystal clear thinking should really help you to overcome some of these smoke and mirror and figure out what it is that you need to do. And you have the broken open in the time machine, and I want you to look. This time machine looks very much like that energy right there. And I do think that there is an awakening process that is happening for you right now, an awareness, but it comes from deep within. It is this understanding that what you do is loving yourself and caring for yourself and following your passion and allowing yourself to light the way forward for you. That is how you're going to get to where you want to go. We have here the card of victory. You are thinking about where it is that you want to go and the next steps. And so as you focus on that, that's in your house of prosperity and abundance. And abundance means lots of things. It could be a romantic relationship for sure. It totally could be that. But it is definitely finances when it's up in this arena of the layout here. And so focusing on that, moving toward victory, it's going to take knowledge and information for you to get there. In your heart, you're still trying to find the way forward. You still feel like you're sitting in the storm and you're blindfolded and you don't have enough information, and you kind of look very guarded here. There's a lot of very guarded, but I do believe but the more time that you spend, because I would be guarded too in the storm situation here, the more time you spend focusing on what is inside of you that really lights you up, that really gets you excited, you're going to be doing just fine. This week, we have here this Ten of Wands. Okay, so this version of the Ten of Wands, it's almost like you feel like, oh, I'm showing my worth by carrying this heavy burden. But this Ten of Wands over here says, you know what? It's heavy, but my destination, it's right there. I'm almost through this process. And so there's a need to really take care of yourself this week, to really nurture yourself. And at the end of the week, when that moon moves into Cancer, it is definitely about this energy of taking care of ourselves and loving ourselves and taking that rest. There's a need to take rest this week, and to reassess and to evaluate. And so here you have, it is okay to assess who you are. We have shedding the old. Right? You're almost at the end here. Shedding the old. There's a change coming your way. The Storm card. So cultivate a sense of adventure, so you will be able to see these new projects. So you'll see the opportunities when they come in, and you have blend into the environment. But it's a squid, or looks like a squid. It could be an octopus with many legs. So it gets a lot of information from all these little suction cups as it makes its way across the ocean floor. And so it's really paying attention to the details, and it is paying attention and pulling in all the information you need and sorting through it and allowing yourself to intuitively, it moves very intuitively with all this information coming in at once, sorting through it, figuring out which way to go. You have many skills and can fit into any situation. Take time to assess what is going on around you and adapt accordingly. And there's a lot of energy here of you pausing and resting and really assessing all the information that's coming in and how you feel. What are you passionate about? Because if you follow your passion, you are going to choose the correct path for you. And that's all you have to do, is do what's right and true for you. Really interesting week ahead for you, Aries. An interesting time ahead for you as we wind down and move the Taurus North Node and move toward the Aries North Node. So get ready, because big changes will be coming then. All right, you guys take really good care. I did pull cards for the 1010 Gateway. They are on the video that comes out tonight at 7:30 p.m. So join me for the live chat during the premiere video to get more information on that gateway information. And if you missed the full moon cards I pulled last week, that is still up. I don't put my videos down. It's still up. It's last week's video, so it is still there. I will actually link that right here so that you can find it easily. You guys take good care, and I will talk to you soon.